At first, nothing seems wrong. The planets continue their paths exactly as expected. Earth orbits the Sun at the same distance it always has. Jupiter's storms rage on. Saturn's rings catch the light just as they did a billion years ago. Everything appears normal. Everything appears stable. But far beyond Pluto, something has already begun to change. It started weeks ago. A faint distortion in the gravitational field at the very edge of our solar system. Scientists noticed it first in the data. Tiny anomalies. Numbers that didn't quite add up. Trajectories of distant objects shifting by fractions of a degree. They assumed it was a calculation error. They assumed it was instrument noise. They were wrong. Gravity itself seems to be shifting. And it is coming from something no telescope had ever seen. Something that does not emit light, something that does not reflect it, something that simply bends the space around it and moves silently through the dark. And as far as our astronomers can tell, Pluto has just been ejected from its orbit, torn away from the gravitational balance it has held for 4 billion years, and sent drifting into deep space, never to return. That was the first sign. The Hubble Space Telescope has now captured the first images of the anomaly. Not the object itself, you cannot photograph darkness, but the distortion surrounding it. Stars behind it appear bent. Light curves around it in perfect arcs. The signature is unmistakable to anyone who has studied general relativity. Astronomers are struggling to explain what they're seeing, not because they don't recognize it, but because recognizing it means accepting something that should not be possible. They now believe it is a black hole, already inside our solar system, and heading toward the Sun. Not a distant black hole observed safely from thousands of light years away. Not a theoretical object in a textbook. A real, massive gravitational predator, passing through our cosmic neighborhood as if we were never here, as if we never mattered. As if the entire history of life on Earth is nothing more than a brief accident about to be corrected. The black hole is now approaching Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system. A world so massive it could swallow 1,000 Earths begins to respond. Its atmosphere, already violently unstable, starts to stretch toward the approaching gravity well. The great red spot, a storm that has raged for centuries, begins to distort. Jupiter's moons are pulled from their paths one by one, flung outward, into the void like stones released from a sling. And then Jupiter itself begins to go. Its mass, its enormous, impossible mass, is not enough. Nothing is enough. The black hole consumes it gradually at first, then all at once, drawing in the gas, the storms, the heat, the entire planet, adding it to the growing accretion disk that now blazes with radiation and superheated matter, and the world stands in silence, watching the impossible unfold. Every television screen, every phone, every observatory live stream. Billions of human beings staring upward or staring at screens, unable to speak, unable to fully process what their eyes are telling them. No one can quite believe it. Governments have gone quiet. Emergency broadcasts loop on every channel but contain no useful information because there is no useful information to give. Scientists speak carefully, choosing words that won't cause panic, but their faces say everything their words will not. Are we witnessing the end of our civilization? Are we witnessing the end of everything? But something unexpected has just been detected. As the black hole crossed the asteroid belt, that vast ring of ancient rock and ice between Mars and Jupiter, the gravitational disruption didn't just pull matter inward. It also sent objects flying outward, thrown off course by tidal forces beyond anything the solar system has ever experienced. A massive object was thrown off course, and it is now heading toward Earth. It is not alone. It is pulling smaller fragments along with it. A cloud of rock and debris trailing behind it like a comet's tail, each piece large enough to leave a crater, collectively large enough to end. Everything before the black hole even arrives. Astronomers track it in real time. There is no deflection mission. There is no time. There is only watching. The asteroid strikes the surface. The impact sends shock waves across the planet, rippling through the crust, through the mantle, through the oceans. Massive tsunamis form instantly, walls of water 100 meters high, sweeping away entire coastlines. Cities that stood for thousands of years are gone in minutes. The sky fills with ash and ejected rock. The atmosphere itself shudders. Earth now carries a deep scar, a wound carved into the crust that will never heal. But the worst is yet to come. Heat. The radiation from the black hole's accretion disk has been building for days, superheated plasma. And X-rays wash over the inner solar system. Temperatures rise. Satellites fail. The sky takes on a faint, unnatural glow that has no explanation for those who don't know what is coming. Those who do know say nothing. There are no words left. As the black hole approaches Mars, humanity watches in absolute disbelief. Mars, the red planet, the world we dreamed of reaching, the world we sent our rovers and our hopes and our long-term ambitions, offers no resistance. Its thin atmosphere is stripped away in hours. Its surface, already cold and ancient, begins to crack under tidal forces that pull it in directions it was never meant to go. Mars has just been torn apart. The planet does not explode dramatically. It comes apart slowly, then faster, then all at once, its crust fracturing, its core exposed, its mass joining the swirling disk of destruction that now surrounds the black hole like a crown of fire. Now the black hole is heading toward Earth, and this may be the last day our planet sees daylight. Tidal forces begin to reach us before the black hole does. The oceans slosh. Earthquakes erupt on every continent simultaneously. The moon, already destabilized, begins to drift. The atmosphere thickens strangely, compressed and heated by forces no meteorological model was ever built to account. For, as it draws closer, something unexpected happens. Earth is not consumed immediately. Instead, Earth is violently ejected from its orbit, caught not in the black hole's direct pull, but in the gravitational reshaping of space itself, and accelerated to unimaginable speed, not toward the black hole, away from it, away from the sun, away from everything. We are no longer bound to the sun. The sunlight fades, not gradually the way it does at sunset. It simply dims and keeps dimming as the distance between Earth and its star grows at a rate no human was ever meant to survive. Temperatures plummet. The sky goes dark. The last light falls across frozen oceans and silent cities. We are now drifting into deep space, like a rogue planet, homeless, sunless, and alone. But the story doesn't end here. The black hole continues. Its path, indifferent, inevitable, now heading toward our sun. Its accretion disk burns brighter with every passing hour, fed by the remains of our solar system. The dust of Jupiter, the rock of Mars, the water of worlds that no longer exist. All of it spiraling inward, radiating energy across the spectrum, blazing with the light of everything that was lost. As it reaches what was once our source of life, an extraordinary and fatal display begins. The sun resists, because it must. Its own gravity, its own pressure, its own billion-year equilibrium fights back. For a moment, just a moment, the forces balance. The sun flares. Solar storms erupt on a scale never recorded. Massive arcs of plasma reach outward like arms, like a final gesture. And then, it is not enough. The sun is consumed, overwhelmed by the black hole's immense gravity. Its mass drawn inward, its light extinguished layer by layer from the outside. And then something remarkable happens in the final moment. A relativistic jet emerges from the black hole's poles, powered by the last remnants of our star, a focused beam of energy and matter shooting outward at nearly the speed of light. It is physics made visible. It is the universe following its own rules even at the moment of our end. For a brief moment, the solar system shines brighter than it ever did when it was alive. A final flash, a last light, a farewell written in the language of dying stars. And then, it fades into darkness.